Believe it or not, the science of forgetting has been studied quite extensively, and it's found some very interesting results. And 77% of what you learn is forgotten within the first week. In fact, 97% of what you learn is forgotten within a month. Now, this is troublesome for students who have a semester-long course because they have a final exam at the end that will likely test them on things from the very first day. But this gives us insight into how brains work. Brains are primarily forgetting machines. They are designed to help you forget. And this makes sense. Just think about how much you are observing at this moment. Sure, you're watching this video and hearing my voice, but there's definitely more occurring in your peripheral vision, and you're feeling the chair underneath you and the clothes on your body, and all of this is being accounted for by your brain and forgotten immediately. Otherwise, we'd just be overwhelmed every single moment. So in addition to learning material, it's critical that we schedule in time to review it. Now, the science of reviewing is also quite interesting. As it turns out, not only do you recall everything back up to 100% when you review things, but reviewing also causes the rate at which you forget to go down. This is why the best way to review material is by spacing out the repetition. The technique of spaced repetition is as easy as reviewing the material right after class, and then a day later, and then after 2 days of not reviewing, and then 4 days, 8 days, etc. If you can recall information without having reviewed it within a month, then chances are you're going to remember that information for life. If you're interested in a really good explainer video with sample schedules and a walkthrough diagram, then I recommend the website by Ncase, and I'll leave a link to that website down in the description. It walks you through this technique in a beautiful way. So now that we have all of the hours that college requires accounted for between our time in class, our office hours, our study time, and our review, it's about trying to make that process automated. Now, I am very bad at time management passively. I am often forgetting dates and forgetting agreements, so what I have to do is I have to make a schedule, and in that schedule I block off everything that is important to me. So I start by putting in all of my classes, and I put in the office hours of my classes, I put in the time that I'm preparing for those classes, I even go as far as to put in my commute and my meal times. Now, this can be really helpful because when my schedule tells me to study math, then I study math. And when my schedule tells me that it's time to travel home, I travel home. And when my schedule tells me that it's time to relax, I relax. And I do think that paper calendars are useful, but I also think that having a backup that's on your phone is just absolutely worthwhile. Now, the important thing about making a schedule is that you want to do this immediately, preferably before the semester begins, but definitely don't wait too long if you haven't already. And this is because most semesters are organized in a way that a good amount of your grade is determined in a few select hours throughout your time. So we all know that our brains don't perform the best when they're stressed out. So the key is to make sure that you make that schedule early, and that if you ever dip below your goal, you already know that you have study time that's dedicated and that it overlaps with your instructor's office hours, so that together you can get yourself back to a place of margin above your goal for the course.